So I found this article which I think was pretty interesting and kind of crazy. So I'm just going to read it with you guys and, I don't know, just give you a reaction. So let's get started. Jerry Marion of Oko Talks, which, sorry if I pronounce any of these wrong, I'm terrible at pronunciation, told Global News that his 18-year-old daughter became hooked on the game Township over the Christmas, racking up about 800 charges over a few months. So here there's already, first paragraph, there's some things I want to talk about. So first of all, why is his 18-year-old daughter spending so much money on this game? Why is she made 800 charges? And further on, there's a quote that says she was spending 200 to 250 on some days, which is a lot of money, especially for an 18-year-old. And it's also a mobile game, which, yeah, that's a ton of money. So Marion said his daughter was confused about what she was buying and the fact that she was using real. He added he believed the game also played into the vulnerability and isolation she was experiencing at the time. So basically what he's saying is that she didn't know what she was doing. She thought she was spending fake money, which she's 18, which I don't really understand how she would not know she's spending real money. But anyways, so he says, her father says that she was going through some social anxiety and some medication that she was taking to deal with that was also being adjusted. She thought she was simply just credits that were being accumulated and the dollars were racking up. It wasn't hitting her credit card, basically the same as before. Township, which is described as a blend of city living and farming, is free to download, but some virtual in-game items can also be purchased with money. University of Calgary professor and tech expert Tom Keegan told Global News, while these games are advertised as free, they're actually big money makers. He also pointed to the sense of community which can provide, which is appealing during isolation, basically saying that these games take advantage of people, which, I mean, I can kind of agree with that, but her father should know better. She should know. Her father probably should have been checking to see, you know, like what she's spending her money on, and he probably should have known that she was spending like $200 a day on a mobile game. So you're encouraged every time you log on to buy something new and share it with your friends, Keegan said, or Kian. They're trying to put you into an online community of people that you give and receive gifts to, and that can be very addictive. Sure, mobile games can be addictive. I'm not going to argue that. Kian encouraged, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, parents to install parental controls and know what their kids are playing and where they're getting the money to play. That's definitely a good idea. As for adults, he advised gamers to set a limit and stick with it. However, he also added that game manufacturers should be more transparent about their games, the added costs, and their addictive ability. Marion agreed. I think that the game does put prompts in there to say that as you're reaching a certain pinnacle, then they start to prompt you to push it some more. Then as you purchase more, you become very much a lucrative customer. So I don't really disagree with this, but I also don't really think that this has anything to do with what was happening before, and it's more just saying that these games are addictive and they can cause people to spend a lot of money. But his argument was that she didn't know she was spending, so it kind of falls apart. And I think these games cause kids younger than 13 maybe to spend money, not kids who are 18. So her father reached out to the Township developer, for help resolving the charges, but he did not hear back. And he reached out to Apple for a but his appeals were declined twice. So later, I guess Apple ended up issuing a full refund. I guess that's what it says here. I'm going to continue. He said the father said what's more important than the refunded money was that the tech giant acknowledged that certain situations that may merit another look and a different approach. He added it's more important to consider the people in an addiction cycle and how to protect them. It's a role, he said, corporations and parents must jointly play when it comes to online video games. We parents have to be more conscious of what we're setting up, the ability to spend. And I think from my daughter's perspective, it was a bit confusing for her Marion said, but I think she really understands now that as you go through these addictive cycles, you have to find ways out. So I think the first half of the article was, I don't know, it just wasn't like, it was saying she was confused. She was spending $250 a day because she thought it was fake money that she could just throw away. And she's 18, by the way, so that doesn't really make sense to me. How, or like why she thought that, or why her father didn't see any of it. But then the second half kind of says that parents need to be more involved, people need to get more educated on this kind of stuff. So I agree with the second part. The first part, though, is just it just doesn't work. It's not a good argument, and yeah, that's how I feel about this article. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you found this as interesting as I did, and yeah.